Howdy, peeps, and welcome to another podcast, Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. And as usual, I am the Old Man. Today, I have some kind of breaking news here. As soon as our daughter gets online, I'll have her, talk about it. Trying something new today. The last couple of live podcasts that we've tried to do. Um, our great I'm playing with my hook here. My hook for my thing came off. Um, my internet has been like going to excellent to low, excellent to low, and then off entirely last week or no, 2 weeks ago. So my son-in-law Dustin came up with the idea of using I guess a Wi-Fi extender that plugs into the outlet, and I am now hardwired into that, which is connected to our router in the dining room, which is Xfinity. Thank you, Xfinity, for the shitty service. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Dad.
So, I thought we would start today by the breaking news that you shared with me yesterday.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, in the paranormal world, this is kind of cool. I mean, you don't have to be a geek to appreciate this. And since you broke it to me yesterday, I think it's only fair that I tell about it. Just goofing. I think that's only fair that you share the news. So the floor is yours, Jess.
All right. So, yesterday I came across a TikTok from comedian Matt Rife. He said that he bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren house and museum, him and YouTuber Alton Castay, and now they basically own everything in it. I guess they're not own, they're the guardians of
Yeah.
everything that they have in that museum, and that they were going to open the museum back up and also allow for day, night, and weekend stays in the Warren house for for money, of course.
Of
But
course, of course. They are doing
um,
this out of the kindness of their hearts.
yeah,
Mm.
Elton Castay. I was doing some research on him because I've never heard of him
Yep.
before.
Me either.
Yeah, but he had said that, I guess he had a live stream on his ghost hunting channel called Overnight.
Hmm.
And he had a whole live stream of them going in and like seeing everything. Annabelle was there.
Nice.
The
So just really fast, Annabelle's
Yeah.
not in Chicago then?
No, she's in her little box.
She's back home.
What was interesting though is, I don't know, I kind of skipped around, so I wasn't sure who
Mm.
was giving them the tour, but the guy showed the glove that Dan Rivera had
Ah.
for Annabelle, and what I didn't know was on the inside, on each finger, rotating, was a medal of Saint Michael and Saint Benedict.
Oh, really? Okay.
On each finger, it was rotating. And then on the top, um, it also had a medal of, again, Saint Michael. The case that Dan Rivera had made for Annabelle to travel around also had a medal of
Mm.
Saint Michael on it. And then he had just kind of said what we had touched on a while ago, of like he had to be blessed by a priest, dip his hand in holy water, put the glove on just to take her out.
Well, evidently that didn't work.
No, no, it
But
didn't.
but until we get the autopsy report, though.
Yeah. I was doing some more research on Elton Castay. It's very because they have a website which I showed you the link for.
Yep. Yep.
And it said, like, with Matt and Elton's combined 12 years of paranormal investigation experience and having visited over 150 locations around the world, they are now ready to bring their expertise to preserving and sharing the Warren legacy with the public.
Well, those are rookie numbers. He needs to get those investigations up. But,
It's his, I mean, I know it's because, I mean, these videos get, over 200K views.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But they're very, very clickbaity. Like there's a picture of him, like it looks like his face is all like bloody and bruised.
Okay.
That's the thumbnail, and like the titles are like surviving the scariest place in the USA. There was one over here, surviving 2 nights in Devil's Hospital. Poltergeist attacked us.
Oh no.
The night a demon sent me to the hospital at the haunted Hill House.
Hmm.
And like I said, they're very clickbaity. They're
Right.
very like the thumbnail is like of the place, and there's like a scary creature in it, and he looks scared, and you know, but he's doing it for show. He
Sure.
has to
Yeah.
kind
Yep.
of, you
Yep.
know, be a little more like showy about it. But yeah, I think it's very interesting. A lot of people on Matt Rife's TikTok, the one that I sent you of him
Yeah.
like explaining everything, all of the comments were like, "Wow, rest in peace." We got Matt Rife buying a haunted house before GTA 6.
Of course. Of
Even
course.
Snooki commented and
Oh,
said, "You're in danger." So,
well, in that sense, just with her, consider the source.
yeah.
Jesus.
What I do like though is they are kind of like auctioning off a paid all expenses paid trip for an
Ooh,
overnight paranormal investigation at the Warren
that'd be
House
cool.
and
That would be
Museum.
cool.
But they made 3 T-shirts that if you buy them, they put you into like a drawing.
Okay.
With 100% of the proceeds going to Dan Rivera's family.
Oh, that's cool. Now, how much are the T-shirts?
Um, Let's see. If you want like a large,
Mhm.
it comes with the 3 shirts. It's 45.95.
Again, Jesse, those are rookie numbers. How about 2x?
If you want a 2X, it's
Oh,
47.95.
that's
And
that's not too bad.
yeah, there's 3 shirts. One that says like 333 on it, rise above fear. And the other one, they're 2 of them are front and back. One of them is just a front.
Mm,
One of the front
okay.
and backs is "I will never die. My journey has only begun."
Okay.
So it's cool. I mean, I do like that they are that 100% of the proceeds are going to benefit Dan Rivera's family. I think that's very nice of them to do.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Um, but yeah, I hope that they I when I saw that, it's a comedian and a YouTuber, I got a little nervous
Oh yeah.
because I'm
Well,
like, you need to
look,
kind of
I
oh
was
yeah.
just saying, look what happened with Zach Bacon.
Yeah.
He has that freaking stupid ass museum, and I can say that because we tried to get in there, um, in his what haunted was it Zach Bacon's haunted museum or something like that.
Yeah, in Vegas, right?
Yeah, and we tried to get in, and unbeknownst to us, again, one more big word. I was not aware, and your mom was not aware that they were closed on Wednesdays. So we tried to get there Wednesday, and there wasn't like anyone there. And all we got off that was a freaking flat tire. We picked up a nail trying to drive around his museum trying to find a spot to park,
It was
and
a
we got a
sign.
freaking nail. So then, on that Friday, because we were flying home the following day on Saturday, we went to Area 51. Rachel got lost, but that's beside the point. And came back, and they go, "Oh, do you have a reservation?" I'm like, "I didn't know we had to have one." He goes, "Well, Fridays are flashlight tours, and unless you have reservations, we cannot guarantee that you'll get in." And I'm
Oh.
like, "Okay." "Well, but we have openings tomorrow." And I'm like, "Well, tomorrow we're not gonna be here, dude, so
It's
thank you
like
anyways."
it's like that scene in Tommy Boy when she's like, "I have a flight coming back from Chicago.
Exactly,
Like, would that help?" He's like, "Hi, I'm
exactly.
Earth. Have we met?" "I don't
But
think so."
exactly, and I watched a YouTube video, I think it was, on and we all know how YouTube videos are, yada, 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 and they interviewed some of the former employees of the museum, and they say it's all a crock of shit. that
Really?
yeah, that there isn't anything haunted in there, and that he manipulates certain things in there. So yeah, it's. I mean, I wasn't paying. Your mom said if we get in, I'll pay for you because I'm not giving Zach any of my money.
Yeah, no.
No way. So, do you have a link, Jess, for the t-shirts?
Actually, it's on that link that I sent you,
Oh, okay.
like all the way at the bottom.
No, no, that's the link that. Yeah, okay. So that's not the Matt video, but the actual link.
Yep, it's the
Okay.
senditsociety.com.
Yep. Okay.
It did say that August 13th is going to be a first look at what's coming and major announcements.
Okay.
And September 5th is when the overnight bookings are available on the website, and those begin November 1st.
And you know those are going to go fast.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, I mean, it's like again, and we've, as you are aware, Jess, we we we've been like we were, and I kind of like hate to admit this, but we were Ghost Adventures groupies back in the day,
Mhm.
and we followed them. So I would watch the show, and wherever they went, I looked it up. Oh shit, the Iowa Villisca, Axe Murder House is open for investigations. The Prospect Place in Trinway, Ohio, is open for investigations. So we kind of went to places that they went to too. Um, so yeah, I mean, if if you're in the paranormal, and I was talking this over this morning with your mom, Jess, and she's like, "Yeah, but there isn't any guarantee." 'Cause I talked about how much, depending on how much it was, road trip, and
Yeah.
dude, seriously, and do an overnight, I would like a weekend investigation. Again, depending on how much, a weekend investigation. And she goes, "Well, yeah, but," and she is true in this, that there is not any guarantees that you will get anything, or you can't flip a switch and just the activity starts, obviously. But I go, I really don't care if we get anything. We are in, hopefully, Ed and Lorraine Warren's freaking house.
Yeah.
Okay, think about it for a second, and I'm not trying to get too into it. And I was thinking of a big word, but I couldn't think of it. I mean, you are in. I don't want to say history, but you are. If you're in the paranormal, even remotely interested in the paranormal, this is big.
Yeah.
I mean, this is their house, their museum, and like I said, I was not aware of this, but the museum closed after Lorraine passed away, which I was not aware of that. I thought it was still open. So just I mean, again, might not get anything, but just to share the same space that they lived in at one time, I think it'd be freaking cool.
Yeah, I'm more scared than anything because I'm like, yeah, like they've made it clear that overnight stays are only in the house.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
doing any overnight anything for the museum.
Well, that's probably smart.
Yeah, that makes me a little more like, okay, yeah, that'd be cool to do. But no, the museum, I don't know. I I'm a very superstitious person, so I'm like, I don't want to go there and like Annabelle's like following me or something. Like she's like
Yeah.
following me with her head or something. Um, they do have a 5-part mission on the website of what
Make money, make money, make money, make money.
they they have the mission of the Warren House and Museum, basically why they bought it.
Okay,
Mission 1, preserve the legacy of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Mission 2, encourage others to continue the Warrens' work and seek out more proof of the paranormal. Mission 3, make paranormal investigation more accessible and provide the best experience possible. So
that's
I'm
cool.
hoping that means that they're not going to charge like $500
Oh, I
for an
know. Yeah.
overnight stay. Mission 4, expand the Warren Museum and collection of haunted and occult artifacts from around the world.
Okay.
And Mission 5, open a larger permanent and public museum location.
I can see a problem with number five.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
really can. Because
why that's a
if
part of
you,
the mission.
excuse me, if you open up a museum, you have, in my opinion, from an outsider looking in, you have to include some of the artifacts from the real museum. But if they are as haunted as what they want you to believe, that's not a good idea.
No.
So I'd be curious about that. And I was going to ask you too. I was interested in this, and I was going to ask you because I don't know the Elton guy at all.
Right.
Matt, I watch his short reels on YouTube. Very entertaining, but he doesn't ever, he hasn't ever, made a glimpse or talked about the paranormal. So when you told me, about this last night, I'm like, okay, I wonder what the connection is. But then you said that Elton has done investigations before.
Yes. And I mean, combined 12 years experience.
Oh, so
So,
now is that 12 years with Matt and Elton or just Elton?
Matt and Elton
Oh,
have a
really? Oh, so
combined.
so so, so Matt is into the paranormal also.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
What I didn't see, um, because I'm just kind of scrolling through the website, um, come stay with us and be the first in history. For the first time in history, the home and office of
Oh,
legendary
nice.
paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren will be available for overnight stays and paranormal investigations. Overnight stays will include supervised access to the Warren Occult Museum,
That's cool.
which houses the most infamous haunted item in the world, including Annabelle. All of which will be conjoined with the largest collection of ghost hunting equipment in existence,
Really? Okay.
available for use by our guests,
Oh,
as we aim to make this the greatest paranormal research location ever.
but see, but if they're talking, okay, about the world's greatest collection of paranormal equipment, okay, and I'm not taking anything away from Ed and Lorraine,
The largest in existence, Dad.
but just when they did, okay, when they were investigating, their equipment were antiques.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, you are talking the period of 60s and 70s, and I think even into the 80s. Okay, so you are, again, unless they're bringing in new equipment, then yeah, maybe. But see, again, see here, Jess. See, and we talked about this, and you know how I feel about this. I have an issue like paying all this money, and again, I was talking to your mom this morning actually about this too. We drove 12 hours to Villisca, Iowa, to be in the axe murder house for 12 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
didn't get shit, but we were there for 12 hours. And I think the Warrens' house is in Connecticut, I think, or somewhere in that area. And that's not 12 hours. So it's actually closer to go to the Warrens' house, even though it is a road trip, but whatever. It's closer, I think, to go to the Warrens Museum and the house than it was to go to Villisca, Iowa.
Yeah, it's in Monroe, Connecticut.
Monroe. Okay. So yeah, so it's okay. I guess where I was going with this before I got sidetracked for a second. Um, Hi, I'm Dora.
Dory.
Dory. See, I'm already confused. It's like
Because
Dora.
Dora's like Dora the Explorer.
Dora. That's what I was thinking of. Dora. Yeah. And the other one is the fish.
Yeah, Dory's the fish.
Dory.
Yes.
I'll still mess it up from time to time.
You'll
Dory.
get it eventually.
No.
I was gonna say no, not really.
No. But but it's like I haven't. Okay. This is not a ego thing. Ego. This is not. My head's too big to fit into a room. But I've stated this before as public knowledge. I dislike paying to go someplace. I mean, I will pay. I mean, we have paid, the Bliska Axe Murder House. We went to the Lizzie Borden's house, investigated that. We've been to Trinway Place. We've been Waverly Hills many times. The old TB hospital. We've had to pay to the prison in Mansfield, Ohio. So we've done, we've paid our share to get into, and I have no problems paying to get into a paranormal place to investigate. But I have a real issue with paying the money, and you have these and I'm using my air quotes, investigators who are wet behind the ears. They've been doing it for 2 years. They somehow caught a lucky break and got to be the exclusive investigators for a certain place. And we have 29 years experience, and they're going to show us how to use the equipment.
That's also kind of a concern is like, what if they tell you you can't bring yours?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, we yeah, as you know, we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because if they're letting you use theirs, well, the largest collection in existence,
Right, right.
apparently, allegedly, does that mean that we can't bring our own?
Exactly. So, and I think, like what you had said, that there's that big announcement August 13th, I believe it was. Maybe they'll lay the groundworks or ground rules, whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was August 13th. I'm assuming this is when they're going to kind of give the ins and outs
Yeah.
before, allowing a few weeks for people to think on it and then book the overnight starting September 5th
But,
for
but,
November 1st.
but it's like, okay, what is there to think about? We're there, dude. I told you, Mom, I goes, I'll donate plasma for a couple months. I'm going to this shit. Seriously, dude.
I'm also kind of wondering, like, I mean, it's Connecticut.
Yes.
Uh, I'm curious of like why they decided to do the stays, the overnight stays, beginning November 1st. I'm like, that's when it starts getting cold.
Unless, and I don't know off the bat, but maybe it's either Ed's birthday or Lorraine's birthday.
Maybe. Let me
I
see.
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not sure why they would pick that day, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't, maybe legally, after, maybe they had to announce that they had purchased it, and then they have to wait X amount of days for it to become official or something, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Because then you also have to think about like with the cold,
Yep, yep,
you're gonna have interference with the investigation. Let's say no heat at all. You're gonna get misty photos and you're gonna
yep.
think, "Oh my gosh, look at this apparition I got. Look at this entity I got." And it's like, "Oh no, Billy Bob next to me was going, "Ooh, it's cold." Or um you hear the heat kick on, and you're like, "Oh, what was that?"
Yep.
And it's like, "Oh, it was the heat kicking on in this old house."
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
Yep.
yeah, I'm very interested to see how that's gonna work. They do make a note on here that this is a private residence. Access is only granted to approved overnight guests who
Oh
have
yeah.
properly booked online.
Yep.
Then we're complying with city regulation to ensure the integrity and respect of the property, and trespassing will be taken very seriously.
Well, and that's what it is too, Jess. Over in Waverly Hills at the old TB hospital
Yeah,
in Louisville, Kentucky, they had issues with trespassers, and the last time that we were there was 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not for sure when, and they had mixed things up. So now you have to go through a front gate to get into the actual property. Before it wasn't. And then they actually had barbed wire in the fire escapes to prevent people from climbing the fire escapes and getting into the buildings illegally.
that is crazy.
So I can see, Ed and Lorraine Warren's house, especially because, I mean, obviously I don't know. Okay, I've seen, like, and I'm sure we all have, from the Conjuring movies. They've showed their house, and one of my favorite Conjuring related movies was Annabelle Comes Home.
Yep.
And I am pretty sure that that was not Ed and Lorraine's house. So I'm kind of curious because I have a preconceived notion by watching, The Conjuring and Annabelle Comes Home. I have a preconceived notion of what the house looks like. So I'm curious to see what the actual house looks like. And I'm sure, it's not a fortress and it's not surrounded by, a 8 foot high, high fence or barbed wire or anything like that. So I'm kind of curious to see how they keep, the looky-loos out to try to get, either break into the place or get pictures, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if it will come to that of them having to put up like
Hmm.
a privacy fence or something around it. But
Well, I mean, they're going to have to do something. I'm not a big fan of this show, and I'm not. And if any of our listeners, we do have quite a few listeners here this week. And if you do like this show and I offend you, I apologize. It's not my intention to offend anybody. But the show on History Channel, Skinwalker Ranch, they had problems with trespassers, so they had to install a whole massive security system where they have a room that monitors every camera. They have, motion activated sensors. They have cameras with night vision, thermal image to keep people from trespassing. Now, we're talking about a ranch, not a house. So I am assuming that they're going to have some kind of security systems, set up. And I don't think a ring camera is going to work in this case.
no.
So I'm kind of curious.
If my thing is like I just hope that it being a YouTuber and a comedian, I just hope that they treat everything with respect,
Yeah, yeah.
that they don't try to like um who was that guy from Haunter, their YouTube channel where like he walks in, he goes, "Hey demons, it's me, your boy." Like
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
Ryan. I think his name's Ryan from Haunter. Like just treat everything with respect, especially like something as serious as this.
Yeah.
This is like crazy, crazy serious. So I'm just hoping that they treat it with respect. Don't let people come in and start disrespecting everything. But yeah, I think it would be very interesting to see how this all pans out, and hopefully we don't hear any horror stories.
Well, I mean, again, from the outsider looking in, this could be a train wreck.
A big one.
Yeah, depending and and rightfully so. Everyone is I'm assuming, talking about, or thinking about, just Annabelle. But if the Conjuring movies are, I haven't never been to the occult museum over there, so I don't know what's in there. But from the Conjuring movies, I'm just going on the Conjuring movies, and Annabelle Comes Home because that their house was the main how or the main feature of that show, and Annabelle. There's a lot more stuff in there that if you take all that stuff that's in there, all all the haunted objects that are in there, plus Annabelle, you're talking a lot of stuff that can go wrong because
Yeah.
know, Jess, and I'm sure everyone else is aware too. You tell someone, okay, you have the investigation, you have access to the house, but stay out of the museum. Okay, that to me is like me being 3 years old, and I'm told not to do something. I'm going to try to do it.
That's the thing. It's like when someone tells you, "Oh, don't think about an elephant." The
Oh,
first
thanks,
thing you're
Jess.
gonna think of is an elephant.
I just did.
Exactly. Exactly. When people tell you, and whatever you do, don't go into the occult museum.
Right, right.
It's like now you're like, okay, well, why?
Yeah.
Well, now
What's
I
in
gotta
there that you don't want me to see?
exactly. Now it's like, well, now I gotta find a way in there.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
and the fact that it's guided, like the overnight stays have the guided
Oh,
tour of. Let me see if I can find where that
okay.
was.
is the do they say is the investigation free roaming or is it guided? Because if it's a guided investigation of the house, road trips off.
So what they're saying is the house,
Okay.
the Ed and Lorraine house and the office, that is, I guess, free roam.
Okay. Good. Okay.
But
Road trip back on.
but if you book an overnight stay, you will get a supervised access to the occult museum.
Oh, that's okay by me. It's like when remember Jess, you remember when we went to California and we when and one of our stops was the Sarah Winchester house.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and remember, and I was like, "Oh, this would be so cool." And then they had a tour guide take us through the house. And
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh man, come on, dude," you know. But I'm glad they did because we would have got lost. We we
100%.
we still might be in the Winchester house trying to find an exit.
And this is all just a hallucination.
Yes, yes. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, I mean, yeah, I don't have an issue, but again, I have issues with paying someplace and have them take you and give you 10 minutes in each room. As long as you have a
Yeah.
free roam of the house and the office, the road trip is back on.
Well, this is something that just kind of popped in my head too. Since you're using their equipment, can they also like keep the evidence you get?
Ooh, good point. Good
Because
point.
there's no way for you to like take it back with you to review. Like, are they going to
No.
review and put it on their social media?
See, I would just from the places that we have been to, um, we could take our own stuff in. And I'm sure that when the announcement is announced, they'll have all the do's and don'ts and can'ts and wills, whatever.
And we'll definitely cover that on the podcast too,
Oh
so
yeah,
everyone knows about it.
and anything that we're talking about here, I have the video from Matt and Jess sent me the link last or actually about 10 minutes before we came on live. Again, if you're new to our podcast here, Podbean, they do host my podcast, but I have created a Facebook page, just as idea, strictly for the podcast. So, and that is the same title as my podcast, Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. So if you do a search on that on Facebook, you come up and everything that we talk about here, like evidence wise, pictures, videos, EVPs, is on the podcast page on Facebook. So the link that Jess sent me this morning and the video from Matt, within a half an hour or so after the podcast is done, will be on our Facebook page, the podcast one, so you can see the link and watch his video.
And while we do have a break, I do want to thank iDoc Fall, Ava Marcis for the likes of the show,
Yeah, yeah.
and also Ava for following the host.
Oh,
So thank you
very
guys so
cool.
much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And that's how we build our audience. I do not have illusions of grandeur. Uh, we just started this in January. If you know me, I have a lot to say about the paranormal. Been doing this for a long time. Lived in a haunted house years ago, and I have written books. Hopefully, have one coming out here in August. It is August. I better call my publisher and find out when it's coming out. Well, that is the one just that I had written it and signed a contract with them, and the publisher is Schiffer Books out of Pennsylvania, and they have published my first book with them in 2016 called Ghost Hunting in Michigan, and then my last book I wrote was Haunted Michigan Graveyards, and that came out 2 years ago, and that was published by History Press, which has the whole. If you go to Barnes and Noble or online, they have like here in Michigan, Haunted Lansing, Haunted Grand Rapids, Haunted the UP, Haunted Detroit. That haunted series. And I had written the book. I had sent them the manuscript. This was when COVID, so probably about 2020. And I heard from them last year. My old editor came back. She had retired. The editor they had hired to replace her either quit or left. they coaxed Dinah, who was my old editor, back out of retirement, but she had a backlog of stuff. And she emailed me last year, 2 days before Halloween, and says, "Can you make the corrections on your book?" I'm like, "No, not going to happen there, ma'am. I'm sorry." So, and usually she's had it since November 11th, I think it was. And hopefully maybe September. I haven't heard from her. I might have to email her. But anyways, yeah, thank you all for if you're sharing Ava, yes, all of my books are on Ghost. The first one was our first 10 years, and the title is I Am Ghost Hunter. My second book is called Spook House. Those might be harder to find. That was our time in a haunted house. And then I have written a book on Amazon, or if you're in the UK, Amazon, that all this all the stories that didn't make it to the first two books were in the Amazon book. So then, since the Amazon book, and actually I think it's Amazon Kindle, I believe is the proper thing for it. And then my book in 2016, Ghost Hunting in Michigan. My last book 2 years ago, like I said, Haunted Michigan Graveyards. And my one that's still coming out, hopefully this year, is called uh, uh, it's called something. It is the original title was Paranormal Encounters, but my editor said since I covered some of the stuff that we had happened in the UK, in Paris, in the graveyard, and the hotel in London, that it was something titled to the effect Paranormal Encounters in the US, Europe, and more. I think is what it is. But again, when it comes out, and yes, Ava, I do believe ghosts are real. I grew up in a haunted house, experienced things. Jess, when she was still living at home, experienced quite a few things.
Many
If you
things.
if you listen to the podcast from last week, we talked about the train depot investigation that she had an experience with. So yeah, I do believe. But to get back really easy, before Jess, we start talking about the actual investigation part two.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping, and I can see it now. And again, if you're a fan of any of these YouTube channel people, I'm not I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is just my opinion, per se. There are some that I absolutely hate to watch. One of them is Twin Paranormal. I do not like them whatsoever. There's one uh, Ghost in Carmel, Maine. I don't like that one either. Because it's too polished for me. And these investigators, and they're YouTubers, and again I use the air quotes, and they're doing these videos, and they're still, and again I understand that scary works, investigators being scared, that works too, that sells, but that's not my cup of tea. Okay, if you're in this, and I don't even want to say field, but if you're in this hobby or whatever, enthusiast, whatever, and you do investigations, you shouldn't be scared. I'm sorry, then you're in the wrong freaking business. You know, go back to watching it on TV. And I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but that's just my personal opinion. It makes you look like a freaking idiot when you're jumping at every sound. What was that, dude? Then don't be in this field. So along that line of thinking, I can just see just a lot of these YouTubers, like Twin Paranormal, Franco TV, just to name a few that I have personally seen. They're going to be all over this investigation. Renting it out, for the weekend, and they'll have a show, polished, edited, all the jumps and everything, and they'll get a million freaking views. But it is a one person's opinion or one person's video. It doesn't it doesn't encompass the paranormal field. This is just one person's opinion, one person's editing skills
And their experience.
and their experience.
Because, like you said, you can go to the most haunted place in the
Yeah.
whole entire world, and if the stars aren't aligning, they're not aligning for you. You're not
Oh
gonna get
no,
anything.
no.
Um, what I think is interesting is, Ava said, "Although I don't believe in ghosts, I like reading books and movies about them."
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
Yeah.
Also, we have George said, "Sup, we had the TAPS team in my state years ago."
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and you have your opinions about TAPS, so
Yes, I do. And again, I'm okay. I am not, and it's like I'm not, envy. Okay, would I like to be on TV? Well, we have been. We were on a haunting, the TV show A Haunting, one episode, and we were on a DVD called A Haunting on Hamilton Street. But here is my thought on this: is would I like to be on TV, like a regular TV show? Yeah, I would not mind it, whatsoever. But on the other hand, you have to produce. Okay, if you have a TV show, like I said, we were on the episode of A Haunting. Ours is called the episode. Or, I'm sorry, ours is called The Attic, season 3, episode 2. And they were here for like 10 hours, and filmed us, interviewed the questions about the investigation, blah 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 blah. And that was for a 45-minute TV show, because when you have commercials, the actual TV show is only 45 minutes. So you have to produce. So it costs money to send a team, and not only the investigators, but the cameramen, the sound people, you know, logistics, the hotels, the food, transportation, that all adds up. And if you go, and for example, Ghost Adventures went to the Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa. They were there for like 3 minutes and got an EVP in the kitchen that supposedly said, "I did it."
didn't Zach get possessed there?
Well, yeah, he always gets possessed, but yeah, he got possessed up in the attic, and and it's just, you have to produce. Okay, so like I said, they were in the kitchen for like 3 or 4 minutes, and they automatically got an EVP, and they had other things happen, during the investigation. We were there for 12 hours, didn't get nothing. And again, you can't just flip a switch, you know. And yeah, we drove 12 hours. We spent 12 hours in the house, didn't get any, not even a mouse's turd or a mouse fart. We didn't get anything. No EVPs. We didn't get any pictures, no videos, no experiences, not a damn thing. So you have to produce. And I know ghost hunters, when they were on the Queen Mary, they, no, I know, doc fail, no mouse farts, nothing. I would have been happy with a mouse fart.
Also, George said taps. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people are nice, but I'm like, not impressed.
Yeah, well, and here again is, I have a story. I have like a shitload of stories. When we were in one of the first times that we were in the prison in Mansfield, Ohio, and if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, you know what prison that I'm talking about. Cool ass place. We have been there, probably 7 or 8 times, and
Don't
that's going to
they
be
give you pizza?
yes. They give you pizza and pop at 11 o'clock, and I mean it's a cool place. But I remember the one episode that I watched where Steve Gonzalez, I think he is. Him and some other dude were driving in the van to an investigation, and Steve talked to the guy in the passenger seat. I don't know who it was. That shows you, how important he was, on the show. And he goes, "Oh well, we are better equipped than a lot of groups are." Well, oh yeah, Steve. If you have a TV show backing you up, you're going to have the best equipment. But, and I don't want to like burst anyone's bubble. This stuff is not theirs. one of the first times that we were in the prison in Mansfield, there was a guy there. Name was Frank, and he was on the board of directors or whatever. And we got to be pretty good friends. And he would allow us to bring in our equipment when no one else could. He said, as long as you don't set the place on fire, I don't care. So we were bringing our equipment and stuff, like blah blah. And we were down in isolation one time, and we're just sitting there, talking about stuff. He's like, "Yeah," he goes, "Ghost Adventures when they were here. I asked him if I could use their thermal imaging camera just to take it around the isolation area." And he goes, "No, it isn't ours. The TV company owns it." So there you go. It's like, yeah, they're better equipped than a lot of the groups are because that shit's expensive, but they didn't own it. So I'm just afraid that whoever goes into that rents, the house out for the investigation, a lot of them are going to be, these YouTubers. I can guarantee you Ghost Adventures will be there. Ghost Hunters, if they're still doing it, they're going to be there. Um, yeah, it's just it's I think it has the capability or possibilities of turning into a circus show. I really do.
Yeah, well, especially getting those thumbnails
Yeah.
and the clickbaits of "I got possessed at the Warren Occult Museum." Not clickbait. I can already see that happening.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
George said most haunted from the UK was god awful. YouTube made fun of them from most haunted to most farted. LOL.
Oh, yeah, because Most Haunted, that was with Y- Yvette Fielding and the psychic. I think his name was Sam. No, Derek, and they were proved to be faking evidence.
Like for more clicks or just in general?
No, just in general, because this was before YouTube, Jess, and they actually had a TV show. And if you're, I guess if you look enough, you can find some of the old shows, and some of the stuff is like, oh my God, are you serious? And Yvette would do the same thing. Uh, Yvette Fielding was like the co-host, the main, air quotes investigator, you know, and she would jump at everything. And Derek was the medium, and he was the precursor to Zach because he got possessed almost every episode. And his spirit guide was a spirit guide called Sam, and they'd be like talking, and he'd go, "Sam, what are you trying to tell me, Sam?" And I was like, "Dude, are you serious?" Oh my
uh,
God.
so I'm reading the stuff that George is saying.
Yeah,
I'm next day over to Salem, Mass. Love that. I love Salem. And
yeah,
I've been to the Hawthorne Hotel. I know for sure that's haunted. At Ghost Hunter, yes, they were on a lot, but their stuff is ridiculous. I was
yes.
laughing the whole show.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was humor. Just, I mean, I will admit, I tuned in just to see who or what Sam, the spirit guide, was going to bring in because that was like half the show. Like I said, they were sitting there talking, and he'd go, "Oh, Sam, wait a minute, Sam, what are you trying to tell me, Sam?" And it's like, dude, do you know you look like a freaking ass?
I can't remember when we went to Salem, did we stop by the Hawthorne Hotel?
No, well, because if you remember, Jasmine, when we went to Salem, we came in on a Sunday, and it seemed like everything was freaking closed.
That's right.
And we stayed at the Salem Waterfront Hotel. I mean, there was a lot of places there, Jess, in Salem that we all wanted to, see, but we were leaving the following day for Martha's Vineyard.
That's right.
But I do remember the Firehouse Pizza, greasy as shit, but some of the best pizzas.
That was one of them where, like, you could put a napkin on it and it would disappear
Oh yeah.
from the grease, but oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it was fantastic.
Yes, yes, it was. Yes, it was. And remember too, your brother, and I'm not making fun of Sam, but he was going through his storm plate, storm,
Oh,
his
he
first
hated
storm.
storms. He was so scared.
Yeah, bless him, bless him. And you remember, Jess, we were in that really cool graveyard in town. They had that big, I guess, oak tree, and a lot of the tombstones. It was like right beside. Um, and I'm not familiar with Salem, all the spots, but remember, it was like the oldest building in Salem that was used either for the witch trials or one of the accused lived there. And remember, on the wall there, they had like the victims' names from the witch trials that were hung or killed were
Yeah.
in the stone. So it was that too, that graveyard right next to that house. And remember, and our son, he's like, it was you could hear thunder off, and he's like, we have to go, we have to go, and it's like,
Poor Sam, he
I
was
know, he's
walking,
like,
like, a block ahead of us, and
yeah,
he would stop and look back at us, and he was like, "Guys, come on, we need
yeah,
to go."
it's gonna storm. I mean, bless his heart. But and remember, we went into because this was going to Firehouse, the Firehouse Pizza place.
Which
Eh,
George says, "Yes, that was my favorite place."
Oh yeah, and I got me a T-shirt there. But yeah, the pizza was outstanding, greasy as hell,
Amazing.
but outstanding. And you remember, and as we're going from the old cemetery to the pizza place there, and remember, we walked into a bookstore because it was raining,
It was downpouring.
and she still had books outside.
She was just like, "Hey, how are you
Yeah,
guys?"
and like,
We're
"Oh,
like,
it's raining
"It's
outside."
raining outside." She's like, "Oh my god."
So we went out there and helped her move. She had those books on
She had a cart of
carts.
books
Yeah,
outside.
and they're all getting wet. And then I felt bad, so I bought a Lizzie Borden book because I felt bad because she had to go outside and bring all those damn books inside.
Yeah, I bought a Salem, like, tote bag.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just because I'm like, "I feel so bad." We're just kinda standing here waiting for the rain to, like, stop, and we're like, "Okay, well, might as well buy something while we're
Yeah,
here."
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then actually, if you remember, we bought one of our Ouija boards. Ouija boards. Yes, they are okay to use if you don't use them. We bought them at a antique place in Salem.
That's right. They
Yeah.
actually, that reminded me in the Elton, Castee, live stream that he did, the Warrens do also have an Ouija board
Oh, really?
in their occult museum.
But now here's the question that is a rhetorical question. Do they have a William Fald talking oracle board?
Um,
Because we do.
I forgot. I know it looks different.
Yes, the Parker brothers who bought the rights to the Ouija board in the 40s, I think it was. They have a picture of the Ouija board. The William Fald talking oracle board. The the cover is like a dark blue, almost black color. And remember, it has like and I'm just using this whatever, but it looks like a rip off Jack the Ripper outline guy who has the
Yes.
flowing cape, and he has the hat over his eyes, and he's on. If you're looking at the outside of the packaging, I guess he's on the left hand side.
Yeah, it definitely was not that one.
Okay,
It's just the one that says, like, Ouija.
so nah, 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 nah.
You're like, "Yes, I got one up over the Warrens."
Damn straight. And I'm looking at, oh, what's that, Annabelle? I have my replica. If you saw the pictures or the picture from last week, I took a picture of my replica Annabelle doll.
That you
Sitting,
also scared Sam with.
yes, I did. I moved it into his room one night when he was sleeping. And he like, did you move that freaking doll?
Oh, that was something too. They have the movie Annabelle doll at the Occult Museum too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in her own little case, like
Well, you
diagonal
don't
from
have
the
to.
actual Ava or
You don't have
Ava.
to. You
Sorry,
don't.
Ava popped up and said she liked the show. Thanks, Ava. From the actual Annabelle doll. I'm like,
Okay.
she doesn't need a case. Like,
No, not a replica, no.
she's good.
No, Raggedy Ann does, and I'm sure everyone listening is aware. The Annabelle doll is actually a Raggedy Ann doll, and not the ones that you see in The Conjuring.
Which, like, to me makes it 10 times scarier.
Oh
That
yeah.
like, oh, Ava says, "After watching Annabelle, I'm really scared of dolls." Same. Yeah.
Well, if you want to, Jess, you want to talk about the one you got for your quinceanera?
Oh my god.
That thing was hideous.
It's tradition to, like, have like, a doll or to be presented with a doll because technically, a quinceañera, you're becoming a woman now.
Yeah.
And, like, my tia Santos, like, she bought me one. She was like, "This is, it's customary and all this," and I was like, "Oh god." It looked like it was haunted. It looked like it had a demon in it, and I don't really believe in demons. Um, and when we got home, I shoved that thing in my closet so I wouldn't see it, and I don't know if it's still in there. I don't know if you guys threw it out. Hopefully you did. It looked like it was haunted. It looked like there was an entity inside of it, and I'm like, I am not going to open my eyes one night and see that thing at the foot of my bed staring at me.
And
So,
then it has this arm, and her arm touched your arm.
yeah, absolutely not. So, I kept it in the plastic that it was sent home with, and I actually, like, tightened it because for some reason my 15-year-old brain said, "If it can't breathe, it can't move."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just kind of, like, tightened it and then shoved it to the back of my closet, so I would not see it, but I also kept, like, a vivid memory of where it was,
Oh yeah.
and I would check it every now and then to see if it moved.
See, I would be afraid that it was in the back of your closet. Then all of a sudden you start hearing like things rustling in the back of your closet.
That was definitely a thought that crossed my mind, and then
Yeah.
I had to, like, that kept me up because 'cause I'm like, "What am I gonna do?" Like, what what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna have to, like, run to mom and dad's and be like, "Y'all need to get your equipment and get this demon
Which,
out."
which happened in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. But we'll save that for a different podcast.
Yeah, because I am gonna need some booze after to get me through it. Ava
And-
said, "The best movie I've seen about ghosts was The Others." I don't think I've seen The Others.
oh yes, you have, Jess. I think
Okay.
it was with oh God, she's married to Keith Urban. She was
Nicole
married to.
Kidman.
Yes, thank you. Yes, she was in it. Yes, Ava, thank you. I'm not going to give it away if you have not seen it.
I've never seen this one.
Um, my only problem, Jess, with the others, I will say two things. I will say two things that does not give it away. Um, it's not the perspective that you would think a typical haunted movie would be, and for me, again, just my personal opinion is once you see it, you can't really see it again because you know the twist of
It's
it.
kind of like The Village,
Yes, yes, yes,
where it's like you can't really watch it again because you know that there's, like, a secret society.
yes, yes. And then, oh, if you have not seen that movie, disregard that last comment from Jess.
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert.
Teaser, teaser.
Spoilers, sorry, guys.
Now, I had mentioned this couple, like 3 or 4 podcasts ago. If you guys have not seen it, just really fast, Grave Encounters. It pokes fun, kind of, at the paranormal community. More specifically, it pokes fun at Zach Bagan and Ghost Adventurers. But it's a good show. Okay, do not waste your time with part two. Part two sucks. The first one, Grave Encounters. Watch it. It is cool. I still watch it. I watched it a handful of times. It's just it's like the behind the scene. It is a fictional movie, of course, but it's like behind the scenes of the show or the movie Grave Encounters. They are filming the TV show, and yada yada. Because I don't want to give anything away, but it's like a fictional behind the scenes look at how that TV show. The TV show was called Grave Encounters, and that's the name of the movie Grave Encounters. How they put that together, it's interesting. It pokes fun certain times, but it's very interesting. It's like, yeah, I'll just keep it at that. I don't want to be a spoiler alert or anything, but it is a good movie, Grave Encounters, if you have a chance.
It kind of reminds me of the way that you're describing that. It reminds me of I don't know if you'll remember Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
Season 3, Ghost Facers.
Oh, I love that one.
There reminds me the way that you're describing because I've never seen that movie. Um, it's reminding me of Ghost Facers
Okay.
from Supernatural. They're just
Uh,
very silly. They're in over their heads.
yes. Yeah. Well, actually, I saw an episode, Jess. This I think it was last week when I was off. The whole week. One of my favorite ones, Just in Bellow.
Oh,
I love that one.
was that
I
the I shot the sheriff, but you didn't shoot the deputy?
Yeah, and everyone
Yeah.
with the Dean goes, whatever. I love There's like a handful of Supernatural, and I don't think we're gonna get to the train station today.
Oh, we're at an hour. Nope, we're not.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I guess this last, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Yeah, the my handful I have like a handful of favorites of Supernatural. My favorite, Yellow Fever.
Yellow fever.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Especially that one scene when they're going through that old factory,
The
and they
cat jumps
and they
out.
hear the, rustling in the, locker, and Sam opens it up, and Dean goes, "Ah, ah, ah," and he pauses. That was scary. I love that one. I love Just in Bellow. I like the Ghost Facers. I didn't care for the second one that they did of Ghost, Facers. I
Yeah.
I liked the first one. The first one I liked. The second one, I wasn't my favorite. I liked the one, and I don't know what it was called, Jess, where they went to a high school musical of Supernatural.
Oh, it was for their I think was it 200th? It was, fan fiction. I hate
Yeah.
that I'm on the IMDb right now. I hate that I
Okay.
went exactly to the season, and I was like, think it's yeah, it's right here. It's fan fiction.
Yeah.
It
I
was
love
their,
that
I
one.
think, 200th episode or something.
Okay. Yeah. And then I also liked Lebanon, where Jeffrey Dean Morgan comes back as their dad, and
Oh, yeah.
they had already brought back their. If you're not familiar with Supernatural, um, in
You
my
don't
opinion,
you don't die for real.
no, you don't ever. Even Bobby Singer, he came back 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And it's like I I I watched off 15 seasons, okay, every episode. Um, but I liked it, and I don't know if you agree with me or not with this, Jess, but I liked it in the beginning when they were hunting actual monsters.
I was actually gonna say that, like, I've grown to appreciate the monster of the week
Yes.
of
Yeah.
season 1 where it's like they had to, there was season 1 the Dude, You're Fugly? Yeah, Scarecrow. Like,
Circle. Yeah. Yeah.
they had that one, they had oh, the Benders was scary because it was actual people. There was no ghost. It was just actual people who were, like, taking people. That was scary. But, like,
No.
Wendigo,
Was the one just the Benders? That wasn't the what 99 Problems or something like that? Because
no.
I'm thinking of the one where that one girl thought that she was a prophet.
Oh, no, that was later.
Okay, okay.
There Ava did ask a question, and I think this might get us some, like, this might take up the rest of the time. How about the Sixth Sense movie?
Oh yeah, yeah, good flick.
Very good. Spoiler alert: he was dead the whole time.
So if you haven't seen it, mute your thing for a second.
Yeah, yeah. No, I loved that twist of like you're thinking that he is just that he's just going through the whole life and everything, and then oh my God, Idoc Fall, I'm so sorry. Idoc Fall's never seen it.
Well, you pretty much have now. Well, okay, so the without giving away the story, we were in, and I'm not trying to like brag about all these places that we have been to, because we have traveled quite a bit. With the kids, we traveled a lot, and after the kids, me and Brenda, because we're empty nesters, we have traveled a lot. Well, we had gone to Hawaii, Honolulu, a couple years ago, and whenever we go, um, wherever we go, we try to take like a haunted Honolulu tour or a haunted plantation tour or a haunted this or haunted that. Well, we had taken a haunted Honolulu tour, and it was just a walking tour. And me and your mom, Jess, were the only ones there on the tour. So we had the person, taking us on the tour, and then we had just me and your mom was the only two, paying people. Well, she told us a story, because we had stopped in front of the Honolulu post office, and she had said that one of the stories was that there was a worker. His name was Pete, and he had passed away over the weekend. Well, Monday morning, people were still seeing him at work. He was,
Wow.
sorting the mail, whatever whatever his job was. He had died over the weekend, but they swore two or three people had swore they saw him working, and they all and the upper management all called them into a meeting. Excuse me, and they said, "Oh, we are sorry to and tell you guys that over the weekend Pete passed away." And one of them goes, "No, I saw him this morning in front of his station, doing whatever he did, but I saw him there." And like two or three other people also commented that, "No, I saw him this morning too, but he died over the weekend."
The
So,
fact that it was just business as usual for him.
yeah. So where I'm going with this is think about the story I just told you and relate that to the Sixth Sense
Yeah.
without being a postal worker. But he went to work and he had died. So, without spoiling the movie, there you go.
Thankfully, iDoc Fall is just like, you can give it away. That's cool. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
thank
oh, thank
God.
God. 'Cause I was like legitimately like, oh shit, we just gave the movie
I was
away.
like, oops. Because that movie came out in like, what, the 90s?
Oh yeah, easily, yeah, yeah. No, we are doing just really fast here, I guess. Um, we do presentations every October. It's any time in the year, but usually October, Halloween, go figure.
Spooky season.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we do a 2 hour PowerPoint presentation. Oh my God, presentation where I give I give a PowerPoint. Our investigations, some stories, and I show video EVPs, and I show other things. And we are doing a library. It's in White Lake Township, I believe it is, and we have not been to that place before. And and I always like to like do like when they invite us in, and it is a paying gig. I get paid for the actual presentation, and I always look at where what place we're actually heading to, and I'll do a Google search on it just so I know what place it is. Well, this place, and when she had sent me the email, she said, and her name was Ren, like Ren from Footloose.
Oh,
The
nice.
first one, but not the second one. The second one's a remake. I have not seen it, but to me, Kevin Bacon is Ren, Laurie Singer is Ariel. Case closed, no discussion.
None.
But anyways, and then she had said that we would like to invite you out to do a presentation at our, and I'm using the air quotes again, supposedly haunted library. And I emailed her back and like, well, you had me at haunted. So we got everything, set up for the actual presentation. And I did a Google search on that, and it was a house at one time. So it wasn't built as a library; it was built as a house, and people has have passed away in the house. Of course, it's been redone to make it library with rooms, bigger rooms, blah blah, offices, whatever. So, and then like a day later, she sent me an email. She said, "Would you like to investigate first?" So we're coming out on September 6th, and then the presentation is October, I think 23rd. And I'm like, well, yeah, I was going to suggest that, but a lot of people, as you are aware, Jess, don't like to be known as a haunted location.
Yep.
So I wasn't going to bring it up. She goes, oh, no, no. She goes, how much do you charge for the investigation? I'm like, well, the investigation is free. We don't charge for our investigations ever. Haven't ever will. And so, yeah, so we're going out on September 6th for a 3 hour investigation. We'll bring all of our equipment, which is, and Brenda, Jess, Brenda had commented, you're a mom. She said, you should talk about the equipment. And that's not a bad idea, I guess.
Yeah, no, so people can be more like
Yeah.
aware of what really goes into an investigation and what kind of equipment you actually need.
Yeah, because you don't need a lot. People see these TV shows, and they have a shitload of equipment. Okay, and we, as you are aware, Jess, we have our fair share too. We have a lot of equipment, but you don't really need that much. Maybe so. Yeah. So future podcasts. I'm thinking equipment definitely, because we didn't get to it today. The train depot part two
Which
investigation.
we should have known, like with the
Oh
news
yeah,
about
yeah.
Elton Castee and Matt Rife, we should have known that we wouldn't be getting to the Duran Depot, but
Well, I had thought about that too, Jess, but then I'm like, nah, we can't we can't talk about this one topic for over an hour. Well, here we are.
we sure can.
Here we are. So yeah, we have that coming up. We have the Point Pleasant. If you're not familiar, anyone out there, Point Pleasant, the Mothman. We tried to find him, didn't, but Jesse had an experience. We also future cast here is our Waverly Hills investigation, our Mansfield, Ohio investigation. Um, come closer to Halloween, Jess had a good idea on our Facebook page to put like a poll and see what, like a stripper poll or something, like that.
Oh
I'm,
my
I'm, I'm kidding.
gosh.
I'm kidding. Um, a poll to say, like, like for the Sunday. I don't even know when Halloween is this year. If it falls on a Monday or what, or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. But like,
It's a Friday.
oh, nice. Okay. You know what? That would be kind of cool, Jess. Having a live. Oh, what would be so freaking cool.
We could aim for a live stream that day.
Well, I'm seriously thinking of, dude, is now I gotta think about this, but doing a live live podcast from a cemetery.
Ooh, that'd be spooky.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool. I might have to think about that. But so maybe like the Sunday before Halloween, put a poll, like what investigation. I'll make a list, maybe four or five, of what investigations you would want to hear about.
And like a synopsis of the
Yeah,
kind of experiences you guys had there.
yeah. I like the idea of a live cast from a graveyard.
Because imagine like the EVPs we'd probably get in the
Oh
background.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I might have to check in. I might have to look into this. But on a good thing though, Jess, I have been excellent reception the whole time.
Nice. I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, it worked. I had to scrounge for Ethernet cable, but I found one. And obviously it works.
Yeah.
That is cool. All right. Well, I think unless there's anything else, Jess, I think we've been on for an hour and 14 minutes, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. We've been on for 1 hour and 15
15
seconds.
minutes.
I was counting down, baby.
I do want to say thank you, Ava and 4Q, for sticking with us for the whole stream. That is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
And also thank you for everyone who liked the show. Adokval, before they left, they shared the show.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you guys so much for asking questions, for being a part of this. It's really fun. I love the live show. I think, Dad, you're pretty much the same.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, because we had our first one 2 weeks ago. And honestly, I had done 19 podcasts on my own. So I knew how that worked. But going live is fun, but it's a whole different beast.
Yeah,
It's a whole different beast. And again, if you want to go back, you missed our first live show. Ignore the last 8 minutes.
we didn't know.
We didn't. Well, I guess I take the blame. I properly did not close the live show.
It was a phone call, and Dad, it still shows you're live, but I exit. Yeah, but it still says you're
Yeah,
live.
so I'm like, no, Jess, I'm right here. It says ended, but it didn't end. So the first live podcast 2 weeks ago, ignore the last. When I say bye, whatever, ignore the last 8 minutes. I'm done.
It's just nothing.
It's just silence. The sounds of
Of silence.
silence. I should be in Vegas. Or actually, I think it was. No, I'm sorry. I meant Smoking the Bandit when Jerry Reed, who was Snowman,
Mhm.
he was singing or he was doing something, and he had told his basset hound Fred, I should be in Nashville,
Nashville, that's what it
which
was.
which he was a singer, so he was based there. So that was like an inside joke. But if you and again, and if you haven't seen Smoking the Bandit, just watch the first one. 2 and 3 suck. And there was a couple of movies, they both suck. It was so bad that in Smoking the Bandit 3, Burt Reynolds, who was the bandit, he wouldn't even be in that movie. And they dressed Robert Reed, not Robert Reed, that's freaking Mr. Brady. Jeez, oh Pete. Oh, the singer, I just talked about him. Jerry Reed. They dressed him like the bandit with the cowboy hat, the sunglasses, the red shirt, and the super, super tight blue jeans. And the Trans Am, and if you're not old enough to remember this, back in the 80s, some designer at the big three automakers decided to put hatchbacks on freaking sports cars. So instead of having the trunk, you had a hatchback. The Trans Am had it, the Camaro had it, and the Mustang had it. Stupid idea. So in the first Smoking the Bandit, which was in 1979, they had the old fashioned, the 6.0 liter gas guzzling, get out of my freaking way car. By the time three came out, they had the Trans Am that was a hatchback. It looked like your mom's old boyfriend that was ran ragged. So avoid 2 and 3. Watch Smoking the Bandit, the first one. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, Jess. Again, guys, thank you. For we actually had quite a few today.
Yeah,
Um,
we actually I took a picture of it. The
okay.
listeners were 2 pages.
Oh, nice, nice. Now we didn't get to the Duran Train Depot investigation, which, like what you said, Jess, we kind of figured we wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, Ava said, when's your next show?
Well, my shows, even if we don't go live, every Sunday, if we are live, it's at noon, 12 noon every Sunday, unless I announce otherwise. If I'm doing a standalone podcast, just me, talking without any not intercommunication, but interaction with anyone else. I still tape those on Sunday morning and I upload them. But yeah, I think Jess, I think we're kind of like committed now.
Yeah, I think so.
So with Jess's blessing, we will be here a week from today, which is the 10th. Oh, yeah, because Sam's birthday, we're celebrating that probably on Saturday, I would assume,
Oh,
because
yeah, I haven't heard.
his birthday is a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, his birthday is, yeah,
So
on a Monday.
So I would assume even if we had it on Sunday, it wouldn't be until Sunday afternoon or evening.
Well, also, he's very much like, I don't want to do anything if I have to work the next day.
Exactly.
So I'm
Exactly.
assuming it's going to be on Saturday.
So what he does now is still considered work. I don't know about that, Jess. Yeah, so we will plan Ava a week from the day, August 10th at high noon again. Um, unless something else breaking breaks, we will be talking about the Duran Train Depot investigation part two. We had an experience upstairs at a Comic Con. I saw an apparition up there. I'll talk about that. I will talk about they have behind the train depot, they have a separate building, and that's where they used to store luggage and stuff. So, and then when our boys came home from World War II, yeah, World War II, in coffins, they would store the coffins in this room until the train. Because back then, trains were more prominent at with transportation, so they would keep them until a train came to take them home. So we have some experiences there too.
Oh,
So,
Ava had a good idea. That would be nice if you read some parts of your books here.
yeah, yeah, I could, I could, maybe like maybe maybe 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to have my old man glasses so I can read. But yeah, no, I can. Yeah, that is actually a good idea, Ava. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So a week from today, I will take Ava's idea and I will read maybe just a snippet of a chapter.
Yeah, you gotta want. What was it? You gotta keep them coming back for more.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
you can't give it all away for free. Yeah, so we'll be here a week from the day, and like I said, I'll read a little, maybe a little snippet of a chapter of mine, and then we'll hopefully, unless we have some other breaking news in the paranormal field, the train depot investigation part two.
Sounds good.
All right, Jess. Again, thank you for joining me.
Of course,
It was fun,
a lot of fun.
and again, thank you all for joining us, taking a part of your Sunday.
Oh, Ava says, please put scheduled show on Podbean, so we can be aware of it. I
Okay,
didn't know you could do that.
see, that's a good idea, Ava. How do you do it? I
I guess
don't know.
I can Google.
So please put scheduled show on pod. So can you like okay, so you have to excuse my ignorance here.
Because he's the old man.
I'm the old man and you can't teach old old dogs new tricks. Okay, I can do hyperlink, I can create web pages, I can uh build a computer from parts. Um I can do. I mean, I am a very technical person. Podcast is not one of my expertise.
Oh, okay, Dad. After we get off, I'll
Yeah.
give you a call because
Okay.
there is you can schedule episodes ahead of time.
Oh. Well, thank you, Ava, for that because
Yeah, thank you so much, Ava.
I had no idea. I was like, "Damn, we get all these people listening. How the hell they doing this?"
You're like, "That is such a great idea, if only I knew how to do
Yeah,
it."
I don't know how to do it.
So thank you so much for the suggestion, Ava.
Yeah, thank you. Well, just to illustrate this, thank you. Um, I have been asking again. I'm a very technical person, okay, and I have been asking. I asked Podbean a couple months ago, and I go, I want to put pictures and stuff that I talk about because I guess I'm aware of this that I do have a homepage on Podbean, and I wanted to like episode 20, we talked about this. Here is the video from here. I could not figure out how to do it. And they actually sent me a like a FAQ page, and they actually highlighted the parts that I had to like do. Do you think I can still figure it out? No.
No.
It was like stereo instructions, man. So I didn't do it, and I talked about it. I'm like, and I sat down here for like an hour one day in my office trying to figure this out, and I couldn't figure the damn thing out. So finally, like I said, Jess came up with the idea of doing a Facebook page just for the podcast. So now, I mean, I know how to do Facebook. I have my own. Our group has our own page too.
I kinda wanna
So
see if I
yeah.
can extend that to you to, like, make, like, an Instagram and, possibly a TikTok.
Okay, I don't know anything, Jesse, about TikTok.
I can help.
Well, you're gonna have to do it.
I'll run it.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, please do. And Instagram, I guess supposedly I do. Someplace have a page, or if that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Um, because I'll get emails. Oh, share your information with so and so on Instagram, and I'm like, what?
You're like, "I'm on Instagram."
So if you want to run that too, Jess, by all means, knock yourself out.
Yeah, I'll take some time to make a page on both of those, see if we
Please
can
do.
get,
Yeah, thank
more
you.
interaction.
Yes, I'm not like I said. I know Facebook. Okay, okay. I'm going to date how old I am. Well, people already know I'm 60. I had
Damn.
a MySpace page.
I mean,
MySpace.
that's as old you can get.
For all of you young people that are listening still, look up MySpace. I had a MySpace page, and it was advertises, make this page your own. And I had music clips, and I had like farm. Oh, what was it? It was a game, farm something,
Was it
farm.
Farmville?
Yeah, Farmville. And I didn't tend to it. Like it's too long of the time. All my animals passed away, and I had squatters in my house.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's how long it was since I had like paid attention to that page. So, anyways, yeah, Jess, if you could do that, the Instagram and the TikTok thing,
Yeah, I'll start working on 'em.
that would be cool. And if you want to give me a call when we're done here, so you can show me where that link is at.
Yeah, for sure. They gave a detailed breakdown on Google, so thank God.
I'm gonna need help. Anytime you give me detailed instructions, help. All right, so Ava, we will take your suggestion, and we
Yes,
will
thanks again.
as soon as we're done here, Jess is going to call me and walk me through it. And I'm still excellent. I'm still excellent for the reception. So,
Awesome.
Dustin, thank you, Dustin, for the idea. I haven't been dropped yet, or poor reception. Thanks, Xfinity. Um, but yeah, so I am hardwired in. Was I hardwired does give you a lot better reception. So that is cool. So again, thank you all for listening. And Ava, thank you. A week from the day at 12 noon, we will post something on Facebook. I'm sorry. Well, it'll be on Facebook too, but we'll post something on Podbean's page. The stuff today that just sent me the link for the information and the Matt video from TikTok. And I know it's TikTok. I'm making fun of it. One of our YouTube guys that we watch, Capper Site, he always calls it TikTok. He goes, I don't know TikTok, so I'm making fun of TikTok. I know it's TikTok. I say TikTok. So Jess is gonna work on that. Work on Instagram. And again, thank you for listening. And Jess, again, thank you for joining in.
Of course.
Well, hey,
Oh,
Ava,
thank you, Ava.
thank you. And I always close out my show by saying is a song by Doris Day back in I think it was '54, and I'm not going to sing it. I tried singing it once and I got complaints, so I'm not singing no more. Until we meet again, and as usual, stay away from the light, and until a week from tonight or this afternoon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.